What's going on, guys? It is Pete Nova back here with some breaking news. So it was just announced by Adam Schefter that T. Higgins is now listed as doubtful and Jamar Chase is listed as questionable. Now, I do expect Jamar Chase to play at this point, but when he did speak to the media, he said that he isn't probably going to play the full game. So I would expect maybe like a 40 to 50% workload in terms of snaps that he's on the field. And even when he's on the field, he'll probably be covered by Christian Gonzalez, the second year cornerback for New England, who is one of the better corners in the NFL. So if you're starting Jamar Chase, I would start with caution. Guys that I would, a guy like that you might have and want to start over Jamar Chase would be like a Debo Samuel. I know he's got a tough matchups with the New York Jets, but with CMC, banged up with his calf slash Achilles, Brandon Ayuk is going to be a little rusty potentially coming off of his holdout. They may feature Debo Samuel in that game. So that's a guy I would consider starting over Chase. If you have somebody that, is a solid play, I would really consider benching Jamar Chase this week. Now, shifting over to T. Higgins, he's listed as doubtful with a hamstring injury. And now the weird thing about the T. Higgins situation is it was reported that yesterday after practice, when Higgins first showed up on the injury report as a limited participant, he told the media that this was definitely the best that he's felt heading into week one, right? But then, weirdly enough, he didn't practice today on Friday, and that was yesterday on Thursday. And now Friday comes, he's got a hamstring injury, and he's listed as doubtful. And unfortunately, guys that are generally listed as doubtful have usually about an 80% chance or higher that they won't end up playing in the game that week. So I don't expect T. Higgins to play. And it is a little worrisome. T. Higgins, similar to like Jalen Waddle, has dealt with these soft tissue injuries. And it's definitely something that I'm concerned about. A guy that I would love to start in place for T. Higgins is like a Christian Kirk. I think he's poised for a solid week, or even a Jackson Smith and Jigba. But if you have questions or Higgins or Chase are in your lineup, feel free to shoot your lineups below in this video and with any questions of who you should start over those players. And we would be happy to provide that advice to you as well. Now, as for the rest of the team, Joe Burrow is a sit for me. If you have a guy like a Jared Goff or a Matthew Stafford, I would be more comfortable starting those two quarterbacks, or even a Baker Mayfield. Those are three quarterbacks that I think have better matchups than Burrow, and I'd much rather start over him. Zach Moss and Chase Brown, for me, Zach Moss is definitely a guy that you are starting at this point in time, just because of the likely workload. And Chase Brown is a flex option, depends on your lineup. But again, if you have questions or you have any of these guys on your team and you want to either potentially swap them in, or you're looking for someone to swap in for them, let us know in the comments below, and I'll gladly answer those questions for you. Again, we are doing our start sit show tonight live. So you don't want to miss that. If you have any questions and you want to pop in, we're happy to answer those questions for you as well. But that's really going to do it for me here. I'll see you guys later tonight. And if you have questions, just drop them below.